chaos erupting at the village of Dalton last night after village trustees overrode the mayor's veto of hiring former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to come in and investigate financial questions within the village of Dolton. It's Bishop on Air. An interesting kind of council corral here. As maybe I get back into doing council corrals, and maybe I do it looking at local governments from across the state. It's a tall order, but hey, you know, somebody's got to kind of give you some of that context and whatnot. So I'm glad to be able to do that. So last night's pretty contentious meeting. If you're not familiar with what's going on in the village of Dalton, you've got Tiffany Henyard, who's a mayor there, but also the village trustee for the township. I forget the actual title, but she's the township executive director or something. Regardless, she has a lot of questions surrounding her. Trips to Vegas on public dime. Was she using the right credit card for that? Questionable spending. Also questions of putting pressure on local companies to donate to her political fund. While you've got residents there seeing this, feeling that they're not being heard. And it's been leading some interesting headlines, including from last night, where the village erupted into chaos after nearly 2 hours. Henyard tried to adjourn the meeting, but I don't think an official second was given to that motion in the Roberts Rules of Order, how they conduct these meetings. But there was plenty of consternation. If you don't know that word, look it up. There was plenty of frustration and citizens speaking out. Here's just some of those citizens speaking out from last night's meeting in the village of Dalton.
This has to change, residents. It's going to change with unity of the people of Dalton. That's how we change this. We got to vote her out, period.
We're tired. Am I right? Then we've got to act like we're tired. We've got to take our village and our township back in that order. And we've got to get rid of the administration, the current administration.
We need that. And the scary thing about it, you really don't care. You're not going to understand until they put those cuffs on you. You're not going to understand it. You don't care. But baby, they on to you. It's coming. It's coming, and they taking their time because they going to make sure all those counts, they going to have a bunch of counts on you and your administration. And I'm going to tell you something, Stan Brown and Andrew Holmes, being a co-conspirator is real. You can do some time too getting caught up in this mess.
So residents clearly upset, saying that she won't learn her lesson until she's in cuffs. And Mayor Tiffany Henyard firing back, talking about how she grew up in Dalton. She just wants to see Dalton succeed and thrive. And then she cast aspersions on the media.
It saddens me that every time it's disagreement amongst anyone here, we call media. It also saddens me that the media only come out for a mess. I get it. Y'all using me for clickbait and ratings. I wish you guys will come out for the good we do in our community. It's tons of events that I post, that I advocate for, and that I showcase, because y'all literally go on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my Tiffany on the Move podcast page, and you take my clips and use it to bring people into your stations. I think now you guys owe me a check, news, because you use my likeness and my name just for views. Please showcase the good in our village, because you're putting a black eye on our community. You're putting people, guys, you out of order.
You're out of order. One more disruption, I am clearing the room.
So that happened multiple times where law enforcement said any more disruptions and they're going to clear the room. What's interesting there is Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard talking about how the media should compensate her for using content she makes. The question there is this content on taxpayer-funded accounts, or is she off on the side with a private account that she's, making revenue from? And well, she's a public figure. She's an elected official. It's one thing that, if a private movie star wants to, prohibit people from using their content so that they can continue to make a living off that content without it being pirated. Totally get that. But this is public information. She's a public official. But regardless, more from Tiffany Henyard.
People sell you what they want you to believe at that moment. I got clips and all kinds of stuff people send me, believe it or not. I'm making a video for you so you can see what I mean about the news. It's a ton of things going on in the world. We should really be focusing on that and banding together. I'm about unity. That's why you see me always positive, head held high, and always walking in my purpose. God gave me the opportunity to be the first.
So again, she's talking about how she's going to produce a video with clips, and is that going to be taxpayer funded in the village of Dalton? But what's happening is at the village of Dalton, and I don't have all the background just from reading various headlines, you got trustees there elected by the people locally, demanding information about how spending is happening, while Henyard is demanding that they spend on things. One in particular, one trustee raised that there was a tree that was getting trimmed for $1,000, and the next month that same tree then cost $10,000. And then she said, what you do to us time and again is you tell us to vote on the budget last minute after we have been asking to see the budget, and we don't get the budget until last minute. You put the pressure on to vote for it, and you wonder why we don't vote on it because you tell us not even to read it. It's kind of a microcosm of sorts, what happens with Illinois state government, I guess. But regardless, lots of questions, and the Q&A back and forth seemed to just erupt into more frustration and chaos.
Q&A that everybody should ask before we get here, because
It ain't really no Q&A because you're not answering no questions.
Out of order. Chief Freeman responded to you, so that's clearly he's answering questions. But okay, if y'all not gonna do that, let's move on. All right, call the roll.
We're still in discussion.
Yeah, we have discussion.
So it then continued from there, more frustration, and they get to the motion to override Mayor Tiffany Henyard's veto of a measure trustees approved to call and hire the former mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, to come in and investigate Henyard.
Go ahead.
Okay. As I hear, we have an investigation going on by the FBI at this time over the village. Is that what's going on right now?
We do.
The investigation is on allegations of, it was stated previously that there was an investigation done into what happened in Vegas, basically. So that investigation has not been shared with the board, and the board has made several inquiries. So that's one part of it. Also, the allegations or suspicion of commingling of funds or misuse of funds was another component of the request for this investigation.
So some detail there about what the FBI is investigating, and the trustee who asked, don't we have an FBI investigation ongoing? Seeming to say, well, that should be plenty. We've got the FBI investigation ongoing. Why have a separate investigation that's going to cost taxpayers, $400 an hour to hire Lori Lightfoot to come in and investigate? So they went ahead with the vote to override, and again, more chaos.
This is the override,
So
right?
this is
Call
the
the roll.
override of the veto.
Override of the veto. Call the roll.
Okay.
Stan?
That's it.
They-
That's it.
Okay. Call the roll, clerk.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
No.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed to
All
override
right,
Mayor's veto.
next on the agenda is motion to adjourn. Is there a motion?
She goes
Is
right
there a
into a
motion
motion
to
to adjourn.
I have a motion to suspend the rules.
All right.
Second.
Interesting.
Aye.
Do you have a motion to adjourn?
There was no second
No, motion to suspend the
adjourn.
rules.
There was a motion to adjourn and a second to
Guys, we're
suspend the
done
rules.
with the meeting. All the grandstanding can stop. It's over with.
Wow.
So that's it. Can I have
Okay,
a
let's
motion
go.
to adjourn?
So again, she asked for a motion to adjourn. Nobody motioned to adjourn. Somebody else put a motion on the board to say a motion to suspend the rules. Somebody seconded that motion, and you're not recognizing that, and instead demanding a motion to adjourn.
It has been motioned. Is there a second?
It wasn't a motion to adjourn, Mayor.
We gonna clear the room. in a minute. We're gonna clear the room.
Let her speak.
And you can hear "Let Her Speak"
God.
being
Let her
chanted,
speak.
and that was because Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was in the audience, and after the village overrode the mayor's veto, she stood up and wanted to speak. And one of the trustees handed their mic to Lori Lightfoot, who's off camera from the village's camera shot here. But you can hear just in the final moments of the meeting, the chaos, and then the mayor being ultimately swifted out of there.
Thank you.
Y'all will be.
What I will say is that it's an honor to be working on behalf of the residents of Dalton.
There's no respect.
Rested while this procedural matter is in limbo, and we're not going to allow anyone to stop us and obstruct our ability to get to the facts. So thank you for your confidence, and we will continue working. Even though they turned the mics off, we will continue working on behalf of the residents of Dalton, and we will give you the facts that you deserve.
Okay, y'all done now? Y'all done with the grandstanding? Are y'all done with the grandstanding? All this was grandstanding. All this was plotted. Don't y'all see the political play right here? She was once the mayor of Chicago. She come here to create chaos. Think about it. But yet we sit here and we do this. Why would we pay anybody any money if y'all have the actual people, meaning the FBI's here? So why would we waste money that y'all say we don't have? All right, guys. All right. Clear the room. Clear the room, guys. This meeting's adjourned. Everybody out.
She says this meeting's adjourned, everybody out. And then she is swiftly taken out of the chamber. And we'll pull this up so you can see this, because it's pretty wild. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Time to go.
Some kind of security guy. I don't know who that is. Wearing a t-shirt and a hat. Escorting her out of the room. You can hear people in the background, a few swear words. And then the microphones go dark. And next thing you know, you get to the village board meeting slate. So that's what happened last night in Dalton. Chaos. And Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, the former mayor of the Windy City, apparently now going to get $400 an hour to investigate. And one of the reasons that the trustees wanted the investigation from Lori Lightfoot, they said, was because they've been asking for questions to be answered by the FBI, but the FBI is not really sharing anything, right? They are meticulous in their investigations, and they want to make sure that they've got all the particulars together before they bring any kinds of charges, and they're not going to reveal that even to the trustees. So there we are. There's the village of Dalton on display after last night's meeting was abruptly adjourned, and we'll let you kind of just sit with that. All right. It's council corral of sorts. Appreciate you guys being here. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm Greg Bishop. It is Bishop on Air. And follow me anywhere. Just search Bishop on Air, and we can connect that way, all right? So appreciate you. Email me, bishoponair@gmail.com.